Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street and of course get you market insights from top market masters on the program as well. Well, quickly let me help you understand first on the markets. 24,973 is the current level. We're up by 95 odd points. So amid all that range bound trade, we're again trying to hold on to those gains and nearing that 25,000 mark as well. Most of the sectors that were still hovering lower have also swung back into the green. Barring pharma and financial services, rest all of the sectors have now picked up pace in the trade towards the end of the session. You have oil and gas, that's the top moving sector, along with autos, FMCG, PSU banks. Those are the other sectors that have also gained some more ground. When we look at the Nifty, top movers include Tata Motors, Adani Ports, Bajaj Auto, Hero Motors. So a lot of those auto stocks that were driving from the front yesterday are continuing to do that up move even today. Look at Reliance Industries from the heavyweight pocket. That's also buzzing pretty well, 2.7% higher in trade as well. When we look at the F&O space, you have Samvardhan Motherson, IFL Finance, PNB Housing, Exide. A lot of these stocks, again from auto ancillary pack, that are also finding their names among the buzzing list. Let me now welcome our guest on board. We have with us Mr. Sudip Bandyopadhyay. He is the Group Chairman of Inditrade Capital. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, so much to discuss with you yet again. The entire, I want to start off with what's happening on the global level. We've seen what happened with the Trump-Zelensky meeting yesterday. That's going to be keeping the markets hooked on to finding out whether a ceasefire completely and the end of the 4-year-long war is now nearing, and what that impact will have on the rest of the global economies and for India as well. We also are seeing a change in the world order. Look at what is happening between India and China. Prime Minister is slated to visit China later. Right now, we're also seeing Chinese counterparts come into India for a discussion a month long back. We did see discussions pan out, and we have some more statements coming in now that China is finally cozying up, and it's now even lifting the export bans on, say, fertilizers, on rare earth minerals and metals, and the other sectors that are crucial for India as well. So a lot of these aspects are also taking place. How are you first? Just elaborate for us as a viewer, a retail investor, somebody who can help us understand what does all of this mean.
Well, Sakshi, I think, domestic cues, if you look at them, I'll for a minute touch upon them, they are all positive. Monsoon has been good, inflation is coming down, festive season is around the corner, and on
Yes.
top of all this, the Prime Minister has announced a major rationalization of GST, which will
Yes.
entail significant reduction on multiple areas, and I'm sure all this will lead to a resurgence in consumption in the forthcoming festive season. This is music to the ears of Indian corporates and whole lot of industries. So domestic factors are good. Let's keep that in one side. Now, as far as international issues are concerned, I think things were not looking too good till recently. Yes, the Trump-Zelensky meeting and the possibility of a ceasefire augurs well for the world as a whole, also India directly, indirectly. But beyond all this, I think that threat or the sword of 50% tariff on our exports to US, particularly about almost about 50% or close to $45 billion worth of exports to US. I think that's a huge, huge sword, and that will have a negative impact on Indian economy unless it is addressed in a appropriate manner and the duty gets reduced to levels which are comparable to our neighboring countries. Beyond this, I think we are now trying to, mend our relations, for lack of better word, with China. China is talking about looking into our demand for, easing up rare earth sales to India, fertilizer sales to India. This is all good news, but I think it will be some time before these actually get translated on ground. They are also demanding, level playing field for Chinese companies. And you remember that there is a press note which says that neighboring countries' investments, goes through, individual approval. There is no automatic route. There is nothing like that. So they have already flagged that off as an issue, and they're asking access to Indian markets for their corporates. So I think these are issues which will have to be addressed over a period of time. I'm sure this is what we heard today from the Chinese foreign minister is good news. It's music to the ears again, I will say. But to get this translated on ground, to my mind, will take time. Of course, the Prime Minister is visiting China towards the end of this month, and the SEO meeting on 31st and August and 1st September hopefully should give us some positive, concrete positive news on these counts.
Absolutely. You did point out a lot of key important points that can be discussed as a reflection to what we are seeing already as reactions in the stock markets and what should be the future course of action from retail investors on those pockets. So let's start off with some of these aspects. You talked about, Chinese, foreign minister talking about the easing up of some of those, sectors that had faced a lot of export bans that had led to a lot of disruption in India as well. Rare earth magnets led to a lot of disruption in the EV space or semiconductor EMS space, for instance. How do you see, the entire sector as of now? Do you think, at least in the interim, the worries are on the back burner? Can one still start thinking about it? Autos are also one of the most impacted sectors when we talk about the GST relief that you also marked out. HSBC report, that came in also said that small cars will be the largely most benefited among all the auto sector components. I mean, because they are going to be seeing a benefit of 8% odd in reduction in prices in case GST prices are seen reducing from 28 to 18%. So let's start off by understanding on the auto space itself first. How would you see this sector as of now? It's been a laggard for quite some time. Do you think the time has come now to again be bullish on this one?
Well, Sakshi, I think these are two independent issues.
Yes.
One is, of course, the GST relief, which is to a
Yes.
great extent under the control of the government of India, and of course, the GST Council will have to take a call, but it's by and large under our control, and the relief should come, and it's I think necessary as well, and it will definitely help, as you rightly mentioned, the companies which are into small car manufacturing, particularly Maruti and Hyundai. And both of them needed this relief because the small car numbers were dwindling continuously, and some
Yes.
kind of action was necessary. Now, this, along with the fact that government has given some tax relief to the common man, and the festive season is coming, should see sales pick up, and definitely good news for Maruti and Hyundai. Both the stocks have moved up quite a bit, since yesterday morning when the trading started post Prime Minister's announcement on 15th August. So that's one bucket, and I think that's to a great extent real. What will be the impact? How much one has to really
Yeah.
see the notifications come out, and how this gets translated into sales on ground. We'll have to see. As far as the rare earth exports from China, or rather import of rare earth by Indian companies from China, I think I personally believe that things haven't yet become so clear. It's just a statement that the Chinese foreign minister has taken note of our kind of request, and he also has in turn put a lot of requests, some of which India will have to carefully consider before they are acceded to. So how this will play out over the next, I would say, 15-20 days, one has to see. That's point number one. Point number two, rare earth is extremely critical for EV manufacturing, semiconductor manufacturing, but particularly EV manufacturing. And in that aspect, I think Tata Motor, which has got the largest
Yeah.
component of EV, does benefit if these challenges go away. And obviously, the market is kind of giving thumbs up to Tata Motors based on this news flow. Again, I will say I think it's a little too premature in my mind. It'll go through a lot of nuances, and eventually, what comes out, we'll have to wait and watch. But yeah, at least the sound bites which are coming out are definitely positive for Tata Motors. Of course, it's positive for many other companies which are into EV, whether it's in Ola Electric, Bajaj, everybody who is into electric two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or four-wheeler manufacturing, it does benefit them. It clears a major challenge for them. Some of these managements have come out and told that post-August they don't have the wherewithal to manufacture any more EVs unless this rare earth import are kind of made possible.
Absolutely. So that's the rarer push, and of course, the GST benefits onto the auto space. Beyond autos, also, when we talk about the GST benefits, which are the other sectors that you believe are going to be the benefited the most with the reduced cuts there and can actually spur a lot of growth for the companies as well?
Well, consumer durables actually is an area which definitely will benefit. Festive season is coming. Even without anything, if you ask me pre-festive season, I will probably say consumer durable is expected to benefit because the general consumption in the festive season is towards consumer
Yeah.
durables. We also had that income tax cut for the common man. So we are expecting anyway this pickup. Now with this GST concession, which hopefully will get announced soon. Of course, the intention has been announced clearly by the Prime Minister. Consumer durables will benefit. We believe AC manufacturers who were reeling because of lack of demand due to early onset of monsoon and things like that, they will probably benefit the most. And we have seen that getting played out in the market yesterday itself. So we do like a Voltas, Amber Enterprises, and some of these companies which were suffering. So that's as far as AC. We will see TV manufacturing. TV also, television sets also will benefit. More than these consumer, apart from consumer durables, other sector which will benefit definitely, to my mind, is cement. We have seen it getting played out. See, even otherwise, cement has been doing very well. You look at
Yeah.
their numbers, they've done pretty well. The costs have come under control. The efficiencies have increased significantly. Demand is back. Pricing power is coming back. Even in a in monsoon, which we are in the midst of, we are seeing cement demand hasn't fallen off the cliff. Government is spending huge amount of money through capital expenditure during the current fiscal. That again benefits cement manufacturers. On top of that, this GST benefit, which will accrue to them, definitely is going to benefit the cement manufacturers.
Yeah.
And this is one sector which I'm pretty positive for quite some time.
Okay, wonderful. So that's the GST benefits, and I hope this has also given a lot of clarity to our viewers who've been looking at, what could be in the offing with these reforms or second generation reforms of GST that could be coming in. Beyond GST, there are some sectors and pockets that I wanted to draw your attention to. Let's start off by understanding when it comes to even Reliance Industries, the largest listed company by market cap. Today, it's up by nearly 3 odd percent. Now, one of the key triggers is that the tariffs that is being talked about, the lowest price ticket that Geo had has actually been removed. So looks like the companies are now focusing on more profitability rather than giving very small ticket the prices for all the tariffs to attract a lot of subscribers, because they've won the initial game of maximizing their subscribers for themselves. Second of all, we're also looking at how SEBI is changing the IPO rules as well. That could actually augur way for larger IPOs coming in from Reliance Industries going forward from here. There's the third trigger for Reliance that its consumer arm is foraying into healthier beverages. What's really happening with the Reliance Industries at this juncture? How do you see the conglomerate functioning for those who have a long-term horizon and want to bet big on such big conglomerates? What should be the strategy and why should they look at it?
Well, for the last 6 months plus, I've been recommending buy in
Yes.
Reliance. I think I
Yes.
stand by that. Apart from the factors you mentioned, I will add one more factor.
Okay.
S&P has come and talked about a potential upgrade for RIL.
Yes.
That's very good news from the stock and the company point of view. Of course, you talked about the Geo. I think the Geo business benefits because they have, in effect, taken up the price. The pricing has gone up. When you remove the lowest slab, lowest tariff option, you are automatically, trying to graduate your customers to a higher slab, which will effectively increase the ARPU and profitability in turn. Of course, the IPO related challenges, because if the IPO had to be 10% plus, it would have been probably a little bit for the market to digest. So SEBI looking into it actively and reducing the minimum number of shares which needs to be brought to the public, minimum percentage, I think again is a good news for RIL. So good news galore for RIL. I'll also point out one factor which indirectly helps RIL. See this, this entire India buying Russian crude also has an element of private refiners, which includes Reliance. They were a big buyer of Russian crude and refining the same and selling them both, domestically as well as globally. Any cloud on that transaction does probably directly affect Reliance. The cloud getting lifted on that transaction, I think, is good for Reliance going forward, because remember, Reliance refinery, they can refine multiple grades of crude. Most other refiners in India doesn't have that capability. So the capability of refining multiple grades of crude is with Reliance, which benefits them when they import, all kind of, crude which is available cheaper for them to refine and export or use domestically. Of course,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
talked about, sorry, I'll just take one more minute. You talked about the consumer.
Absolutely.
I
Please
think the
go ahead.
consumer business also is doing great. As Reliance Retail is going to take out the entire consumer business out of Reliance Retail, and that business today itself, even before the today's acquisition which you're talking about, uh, is bigger than or almost similar to Dabur in size. So you can imagine the kind of business they have already created, incubated within Reliance Retail. Of course, Reliance Retail also will going forward get listed. There will be value unlocking. Reliance Consumer in itself is becoming, as I was telling, it's
Yes.
already become a company of a size of Dabur, and they will become bigger and bigger continuously. Of course, the new energy business is also started commercializing a lot of their products, and things are starting to happen there rapidly. So all these new age businesses are coming of age. They have started contributing significantly to Reliance overall, and the traditional business is chugging along pretty fine. So
Yeah.
yes, Reliance should definitely be looked at and bought even now from a 1 year plus kind of time horizon.
Any targets that you would want to share with our viewers at this
Well, I
point?
have a 1700 rupee target for a year.
Okay.
I think it's moved up quite a bit today, but still the target remains and the stock remains on record buy.
Okay, 1700 plus kind of targets for Reliance Industries over the next 1 year. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bandyopadhyay. You really elaborated quite a bit for all our viewers to really understand the key triggers that are going to be very important for every Reliance Industries stakeholder, investor, and potential investor to mark out and to see the progress on, to really help them understand, how the company is progressing and whether it's matching with their vision as well. Now, let me also bring up just about half an hour ago, the cabinet has cleared the online gaming bill to regulate the betting apps as well. That's something that I just wanted to take a quick view on as well. And the bill will most likely be tabled in the Lok Sabha tomorrow. Now, this comes in after a lot of cases of fraud, viewers, have increased in the past few months, and investigating agencies have also tightened their grip on a lot of people who are endorsing such applications. A lot of celebrities have also come under the wrap as well. Now the centre has cleared the bill. It will come up for a lot of discussion. Taxation part, apart from it, because I think the GST Council will be probably giving us more clarity as to how things will progress. But this space has been really bogged down. We have just a couple of few stocks that are listed that we actively track within this basket. Nazara Tech, Delta Corp. Today, both of them have jumped on the back of this announcement of clearing of the bill. How are you really looking at such opportunities?
Well, look, let's put it this way. Globally, this is a huge business, and I don't see no reason why it should not become so in India. I think getting regulatory clarity on the business, what you can do, what you can't do, how it will be taxed, brings certain certainty to the entire business model, which assures the investors, which assures the management, and which assures the public as well as to what is doable, what is not doable. Of course, I should say even the celebrities who are endorsing, they also will be clear what they can do and what they can't do. I think this is a welcome development. There are a lot of challenges. You rightly mentioned GST. It was a huge challenge for this entire industry, and the entire GST matter is under litigation because the demands which were raised were obscene, to say mildly. So clarity was needed, and hopefully even the GST clarity will come soon. And with that, it will get the opportunity to get its rightful place amongst businesses in the committee of businesses, I would say, because it deserves something better, and we have the potential to make this also a very big industry from India.
Absolutely. I hope this has also given a lot of clarity to all our viewers to keep an eye in case you have such stocks in your portfolio. Just watch out for the bill to be tabled tomorrow, and of course the discussions that will follow then on as well. Let's talk about the earnings season that's just wrapped up. Mr. Bandyopadhyay, we've discussed quite a bit during the earnings season was on. I want to ask towards the end of it, have there been any stocks or sectors where you have done an earnings upgrade where you believe the companies or sectors are just on the poise to move forward from here?
Well, cement is one which I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier during
Yes.
conversations. That's one sector which we definitely like, and we believe it's the right time to also remain invested or invest in cement for the next 1 2 years. Apart from that, there were sporadic instances of good performance. One industry must mention is the cable and wire industry. I think it was
Okay.
down in dumps because there was
Yes.
and some announcements made by large conglomerates that they are entering, Birlas were entering, and after that the industry was down in dumps. But I think they have proved their resilience and performed exceedingly well. The numbers which most of the companies came up with, quarterly numbers, were pretty robust, and we believe that it is not such an easy industry. Like we saw the disruption in paints because there is hardly any entry barrier, and Birlas entered and the competition has intensified. There were a lot of bloodbath, but cables and wires, there are a lot of challenges, and probably the market share will go from the unorganized sector, not the organized sector, when Birla gets its foothold there.
Uh, Got that. Any red flags that you would like to mark out for us in the earnings season? Were there any?
Well, not really red flags, but of course, there were a lot of disappointments. Consumption as an area was not up to the mark. There were some green shoots visible in certain pockets, but not overall. I would say even pharma, there were a lot of challenges. There are still a lot of challenges
Yeah.
with what's happening. Uh, of course, textile is in a real. I don't know how to describe it. It's a completely uncertain zone they're chartering now, and they don't know what's going to be happening tomorrow. I talk to the industry; they're desperately trying to ship as much as they can as we talk to US before the 27th
Okay.
August deadline. But beyond that, they don't know what's going to happen. So I think these are the sectors which are have a large exposure to US markets. It's uncertain times, and I have been recommending investors to stay away. I mean, some of these are excellent companies, and there will be opportunity to buy them, but the opportunity is not now. Let things stabilize, let things settle down. Only then one should venture out and buy these stocks.
Okay. What about new age tech stocks, sir? Where are you positive on? I mean, today we've seen Ola Electric jump by 8-9%. Anything turning in favor for such companies? Nykaa, Delivery, some of these stocks have also performed better vis-a-vis the earlier quarters in the earnings, and the stock prices are also inching forward. So beyond Eternal and Swiggy, that used to be some of the top tracked stocks for all the analysts and for investors at large. Are there other companies that are coming into positive fold?
No, you're absolutely right, Chakshi. First, let me clarify the Ola Electric. The excitement was on that rare earth announcement. They are also into EV, rare earth. Easing out rare earth import will help them. But I'm not a big fan of Ola Electric yet. I think the company has too many challenges at this stage. They have lost the market leadership in a big way, and it'll take a long time for them to go there. Bajaj and TVS are way ahead of them. They have established networks, established over almost 50, 100 years to sell, to repair, to provide customer sales, after sales service,
Yeah.
which Ola is very far away from establishing. So I think, and of course, Ola's gigafactory is coming up, but while it is good from the long-term point of view, in the short-term, medium-term, there is enough pain in terms of depreciation and costs and other issues. So I will kind of stay away from Ola Electric. As far as other new age companies are concerned, you're absolutely right. Beyond Eternal and Paytms and others, I think time has come to look at the other stocks which were neglected. I have been a fan of delivery for quite some time. Unfortunately, it hasn't given the kind of returns which one was expecting. But I think it's finally, green shoots are visible, and we expect this company to deliver good returns. So my thought is, if you want to take a bet, probably take on delivery, because you will get a bigger alpha here. There is absolutely no problem with a Nika or PB FinTech as well. I think all of these have produced excellent set of numbers. PB FinTech, and in between there was this unrelated diversification into healthcare, which the investors didn't like, but the management clarified, and they put caps on how much they will invest, what they will do. So I think post that, I think the stock has stabilized, and also the underlying business has been pretty robust. Nika, again, underlying business has been robust. Beauty and the related services, I think, is a robust business globally. So again, Nika, long-term bullish. There is too much of competition, and competition is hotting up, but still, I think Nika should do well. Eternal, of course, has been discussed again and again, and I like Eternal.
Sure.
Even at current levels, I do like Eternal. I think these are platform businesses, and winner takes all. So between Swiggy and Eternal, even if I have to buy today, I'll go and buy Eternal.
When we're talking about such quick commerce players, one player which is not listed yet is Zepto. And why that was in focus yesterday is because over the weekend they announced that people can go and own land now, a piece of land in 10 minutes, and Zepto is going to be delivering that as well. Just for a broad understanding, how are you looking at, the way these new age businesses are reimagining everything and anything that can be thought of that could be brought in at the comfort of the home within 10 minutes. I mean, a piece of land as large as a ticket size that they are announcing on their platform was almost 40 lakhs to all the way up to 1.4 crores in Vrindavan and in Maharashtra in Niral. I haven't heard of that place. I haven't been to that place yet. But, how do you see such, innovative steps being taken? It's still preliminary because we do not know whether it's only tie up with the House of Abhinandan Lodha. Will it be something that can actually be a game changer in the world of real estate? But what's your thought there?
Well, I think it's a very interesting concept. That's what I would say, Sakshi. And very honestly, one has to see how things
Yeah.
progress, and one has to see how transactions are happening in that particular space, because real estate is something which you want to touch and feel and go and see.
Yes. Yes.
You like to really buy land in Brindaban without sitting here in your studio and want it to in 10 minutes? I don't know. Maybe you would like to visit that place,
Sure.
understand the dynamics a little more. So there are certain businesses which probably are not so amenable, unless it's a standard thing and you are fully aware of the location and locality and all that. But I think, I'm also guessing, everybody is guessing. One has to see how things unfold. As far as the core business of Zepto is concerned, I think they have lost some ground over the last couple of quarters to Blinkit and Instamart, and I think that's not good news. Of course, they are trying to focus on profitability, and probably they are kind of sacrificing a little bit of volume to ensure profitability. And I suppose it has got something to do with their intention to come and become listed in the near future. And they want to ensure that the profitability numbers are better than what it was. Let's wait and watch. But in these kind of platform businesses, losing market share to rivals is not a good thing. I'll keep watching the space, and I hope they know what they're doing. But losing market share is not a good thing. That's all I would say.
Okay. Just last comment before we let you go. Markets are about to shut in 2 minutes. The IPO space is also consistently buzzing. We've seen Bluestone get listed today. There are at least 4 IPOs that have opened: Vikram Solar, Patel Retail, Gem Aromatics, and Sriji Shipping. Most of them have actually sailed through on day one itself. The ticket size was smaller, and there have been a lot of takers as well. How are you looking at the IPO space?
Well, more and more IPO coming is definitely good. As far as investors is concerned, I would say, be a little careful as to what you are buying, what you are applying for. Some of these companies may be good, but they may be good in the long term, based on the valuation at which they are selling the IPO. So just be careful as to what you are buying. That's all I would say. Uh, Fundamentally, more and more IPOs coming to Indian market increases the depth of the market, which is fantastic. as opposed to we chasing X number of stocks, we will be chasing X plus number of stocks, and that will ensure the valuations remain palatable. So this is fundamentally very good, but one has to pick and choose the IPOs very carefully.
So the ones that have hit the street, anything that's caught your attention, or you'd like to look
Not,
away?
not really. I like to look away.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Bandyopadhyay. It's always a pleasure to host you and seek such wonderful insights that you have to share with all our viewers. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you, Shashi.
All right, viewers, we'll start wrapping up the trade. A minute to go before the markets shut shop, and we are now at the day's high point, 24,994, just few points away from 25,000 mark. Will we, won't we? That's the key factor. And what does inching up at the day's high point really mean? Will it mean that the markets are poised to move higher from here? Is another attempt being made to now considerably and sustainably hold above that 25,000 mark? That's something that continues to be elusive for now, but how soon will it happen and how long will it sustain for? Will there be a bottoming out that we will see from 25,000 and all the way up, that looks up towards the end of the session, end of this year, as well as far as the Nifty is concerned? Will we see a rebound? Will we see newer highs coming in pretty soon? That's the question that is on everybody's mind at this point in time. But fantastic day of trade yet again after Monday's substantial move. We carried on for the second day of trade this week, almost 0.5% higher at 24,989 at the last point. When we look at the sectors, oil and gas, autos, FMCG, broader markets, they outperformed. Infra stocks, PSU banks, these are all the sectors that really contributed well. Financial services and pharma lagged a tad bit. Tata Motors was the top mover. 700 levels on Tata Motors after a long haul can be seen, and we will continue to see how it moves forward from here. Adani Ports at 1370, Reliance Industries at 1421. Look at even Hero Moto and Bajaj Auto as among those top movers on the Nifty. Top laggards today: Dr. Reddy, Cipla from the pharma pack, Hindalco, Bajaj Finserv, M&M and Power Grid as among the top laggards. F&O space, Samvardhan Motherson moved up. Exide Industries moved up. IFL Finance also pulled up in trade. On the lower end, Bharat Dynamics, Kalyan Jewelers, Nuvama Wealth Management, Solar Industries, some of the defense stocks were actually seen pulling down in trade. Broadest index, you have names like Ola Electric that we marked out for our viewers, 8.7% higher. Sudip Bandyopadhyay mentioned that a lot of this gain is to do with the excitement on the rare earth minerals, metals export ban being lifted, and therefore for the EV players, which is a key focus area for even Ola Electric, it's good news. Jain Irrigation Systems moved up. You also had names like Andhra Cement, Sadbhav Infra Engineering. You also had names like even Reliance Industries, one of the recently listed stocks, again from the auto ancillary pack. So the same theme is moving ahead, 10.5% higher. Jamna Auto, also another one that was moving up as well. Look at even KIOCL, that's another one that moved up. Vardhaman Polytlex also moved up. Bharat Gears moved up 15%. So autos, auto ancillaries, that continues to be the clear theme in which we've seen the markets move up in trade. 103 points higher for the Nifty today. We'll wrap it up on that note. Do stay tuned on to Business Today Television. We continue to get you the news and information that you need to garner from the world of business and finance, even beyond the market hours. So stay tuned with us.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi lands in New Delhi, marking the first visit by a top